YouTube beauties. I hope you had a fabulous Friday. I had an okay day at work. I came home, took a nap, and my son came home from step practice, and we went to the grocery store. And I wish somebody would have recorded it because it was so funny. I got into an argument with some old lady in a chair, and she was just being so petty. Now, some people might say I'm wrong for this, but if somebody, first of all, the grocery store I go to is Cherry Valley. So if you've ever been to Cherry Valley, there's never a line. So I guess evidently there was a line because the store was about to close. So basically, there was like a short line, but everybody saw me on the line, but I wasn't like standing on the line. I was at the side because I have a big old shopping cart. Like, I'm not about to go all the way around. And she saw me standing there. Like, first she asked my son to get her honey buns, and I started to tell him, no, get it for her. I do shit like that. But so because like she was in the chair, but ain't nothing was wrong with her. And then you would think, like, my son was nice enough to give her the buns. I'm his mother. She saw me standing there. So you would think, oh, okay, she got her two little items. Let the person with the cart go first. No, not her. She went in. She was like, raise ready for this rule. I'm like, and I was nice about it. I was like, sis, it's not that deep. She kept going on and on. So I was like, but my son got you honey buns though. She's like, I didn't see you. I said, how you didn't? Everybody else saw me standing. I wasn't standing directly behind you. But the fact of the matter is, I was standing on line like everybody else. I just wasn't standing the way you thought I should be standing. I was standing to the side because I had a big old cart. The aisles are narrow. I'm not about to go through all of that just to get online. Like, it's too much work. Plus, the cashier is saying next, and I didn't even cut in front of her. I cut in front of people that was in front of her. That's the crazy part. Like, I didn't even cut her. I cut the people in front of her, and they didn't mind because they didn't have that many items. Like, naturally, when you see somebody with a big old shopping cart, you let them go first. That's the understanding that we have in grocery stores. And so, this is not Walmart where everybody got a cart. This is a grocery store. It's a Friday night. I was the only one with a big old cart. Everybody else got 5 items or less. Getting something real quick and going about their business. Nobody was going hard but her, so we going back and forth. And I'm proud of myself because at the end, you know what I said? Have a blessed day. I was going back. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was going back and forth. I was like, so my son didn't get you honey buns? You ain't see her. She's like, I ain't see you. I'm like, you look dead at me. Then what made me go back and forth for her? She gonna say, oh, I paid money cash for mine. I said, and so do I. I don't collect SSI. I wasn't even trying to rhyme, but I'm like, and so do I. I don't got SSI. You think you one-up me because you get a SSI check? Bitch, I go to work every day. What you saying? Like, and this is my whole thing. This is the problem with black people. So what if, let's say if I was on food stamps, right? So that makes you better than me? Sis, you live in Brownsville clearly because why are you in this grocery store? Which means that you live in the vicinity, right? You're in a scooter, which means you live in the vicinity. You're not from Long Island. You ain't even from the side because you wouldn't be in this grocery store. You're from Brownsville just like I am. So basically we're the same people. We both poor. That's why we in the Ville. Don't nobody come over here to come up. So it was just so ignorant because she really tried to play me because I cut in front of you. So that means I'm on food stamps. Like, it just didn't. That's what got me tight. Like, really? And I could have threw my credentials out there, but I'm like, I didn't even have to say all that. I work every day. You get a SSI check. You think you're better than somebody because you get an SSI check? Get the fuck out of here. That's what got me tight, and that's when we was going back and forth. Like, no, bitch. I'm like, woosah. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I said, you know what? Have a blessed day. And you know, she was quiet after that. And I'm learning that, like, sometimes, like when I told y'all about the Chase Bank thing and the guy sent me back home, I ain't go back and forth with him. I was in a good mood that day. I was in a good mood today, but you just not about to just go there talking about something. I pay cash. I pay cash money for mine too. The fuck? Like, yeah. So that was my Friday. And the groceries are going up way too much. My normal grocery bill when I buy everything, because this is how I grocery shop. So once a month or once every 3 weeks, I get everything, which means ice cream, snacks. Yeah, so everything from ice cream to snacks to meat to rice to beverages. Like, I get everything, you know, everything. So you know, because we had nothing here, so I had to get everything. You know, I let Antonio, we don't drink soda, we drink sparkling ice. That's the closest thing to soda, seltzer water. But I let him get Sprite. You know, can't fit in the fridge, but have to add ice or whatever. But yeah, it's definitely an inflation because it's been, you know, when I do the big grocery shopping, it's typically like 3 something. This came out to like 4 and change. So it's just crazy. But yeah, so that was the introduction and how my Friday was and stuff. I wanted to talk about, the title of this is Broke Businessman. So before I did the Compulsive Liar, I did my first cycle. I don't know if I'm going to talk about the other cycles in my life, and if I do, I think I'm going to put it all in one because they weren't long term. Those cycle dudes was like, I got rid of them right away. Like after my first cycle, look how I'm talking, my first cycle. Nobody should have more than one cycle. But it seems like the dudes I attract is in 3 categories. They're either compulsive liars, broke, or psycho. I don't get it. I don't. So yeah, I don't get it. Like, and I was in deep thinking today. I'm like, Lord, the next man has to be my husband because how many frogs I gotta kiss to get to my prince? I get it, Lord. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. But yes. So this one is called The Broke Businessman. So I started recording actually in the locker room, but it just kept cutting off, and I was thinking about, you know what, I might have to get an iPhone because this Android with the analyze storage and delete pictures is getting annoying now. So I don't know, I've been thinking about getting an iPhone because I notice people with iPhones, they have pictures from 10 years ago and they don't have to delete a thing. And that's important to me because I post things on social media, but we all know that they don't last always because like MySpace, they got rid of people's pictures and stuff, and I'm pretty sure that eventually Instagram and Facebook is gonna do that. So yeah, it's good to have a phone with all your pictures and your memories. But yes, I want to talk about The Broke Businessman, and this goes back to 2015. December. So I did security for a company called Quality Protection Services, and I worked in one of the places that I worked at under their company was Columbus Circle Mall. Now that's located in Columbus Circle, 59th Street for all my New Yorkers. It's very beautiful. If you don't have anything to do on a Saturday, Sunday, take your family there. The Central Park is actually across the street, and it's beautiful at night, during the day, whatever. They have French restaurants inside the mall. The food is bland. But if you like land, go ahead. Also, in the close vicinity is Lincoln Center, so that's why I like it. I love Lincoln Center. It's the Opera House, it's the Ballet House. I take my father there every year for Father's Day so far because the old people concerts, I don't know what happened to them. But Earth, Wind & Fire is performing in August, so that's going to be for his birthday. But for Father's Day, it's like, I don't know what happened to the old people. They just don't be doing concerts like that no more. I don't know if they retired. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I used to take my father to Ronald Isley. I see that we seen them at King's Theater. Oh, was that King's Theater? Yeah. Took him to see Aretha Franklin when she was alive at Radio City. I took him to see Earth, Wind & Fire before with my son. That was Earth and Chicago. This time it's just gonna be Earth or by themselves in August. Yeah, so yeah. But Lincoln Center is, and then they have restaurants in the vicinity, all that. So in that area, it's not really black people, to be honest with y'all. So when I saw him in the mall, I was impressed because I'm like, okay, he gotta be cultured like me, because how do I know about Lincoln Center and stuff? My father's a musician, we're educated and we're cultured. So the fact that he was a black man in a suit and in the area, I automatically was turned on because I'm like, okay, this brother's cultured, this brother, he's into something. So that's what attracted me to him. I went up to him, which I don't normally do. Not to boast, but if I come up to you, pop your collar, you shit. So, so I came up to him, and he was short, but his demeanor said to me, boss, before I even asked him. So come to find out, yes, he is a boss. He had his own business. So when you Google him, Sherwin Bob, like when you Google him now, nothing pops up. I don't know what's going on with him, but back then, his business would pop up. He actually used to do interior and exterior of restaurants and bars. I actually saw the transaction of checks that he used to get. So he was legit. He was good. You know, young, black, successful businessman. I'm like, okay, cool. Unfortunately, he had a problem. He had an addiction to mollies and ecstasy and alcohol. And it educated me to don't judge a book by its cover. People who take drugs come in all walks of life. A drug addict is not who you see in the street bent over and leaned over. Some of them are educated and some of them are entrepreneurs. Just like, you know, the guy that I dated and I'm talking about now. So when he was high, I didn't know it because he was a functional drug addict. This is real. So our relationship didn't last long, obviously. And I actually gave him a chance. Like, we met in December, we made it official in March, and then I broke up with him in May. So it didn't last long at all. I didn't meet his family. I didn't want to meet his family. He damn sure didn't meet my son. So, and it's all good, but it's just unfortunate. That's another thing I wanted to talk about in my last video. The compulsive liar and the broke businessman, guess what they both had in common? Not only were they both liars, but they were both Pisces. My sign. That's why I'm like, as long as I live, I would never date another Pisces man. It would have to be heaven and earth. Ooh, I don't know what it would take for me to, because what I went through with them was just crazy, right? So, first of all, us as Pisces collectively, both females and males, we're very meticulous. And when it may come off as we're putting you down, but we're not. We're actually trying to help you. With the Pisces men though, it's like way, way worse. It's like, you know, it's like, damn, you know? So, the broke businessman, Bob, I'm about to call him Bob, Sherwin, he was very, very critical. So in March, he got tickets for us to go see Rihanna at Barclays, and he actually got an outfit for my birthday. So he would play broke at times, but yes, there were times when like he paid for Rihanna tickets, he paid for my birthday outfit, he paid like $600 for my outfit, and I did not like it. I told him I didn't like it. He asked me, because he knew a designer. Because of his business, it opened doors for him to know other Black entrepreneurs. So he knew a sister who actually designed her own clothing line called Nori, N-O-I-R-E. I don't know if she's still in existence, but she had beautiful clothes. Like, they look like European clothes, but they were beautiful. I hope she's doing good. But one of the outfits that I wanted, he was like, you want the pink one or you want the blue and yellow one? I said, well, let me get the pink one. He said, why you want to show off? I said, this is for me, right? He's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get you the yellow and blue one. I said, okay, whatever. I did not like it. First of all, I don't wear turtlenecks. That's just not my style. I don't care how cold it is. I'll layer up another way. I just don't. Turtlenecks are not for me. And that turtleneck was tight as hell. Like, I only wore it 2 or 3 times, and I had to give it away. And then the yellow skirt just was not cute. Like, it was too long. It just was not my style. I did not like it. But I wore the outfits. I wore the outfit at least 2 or 3 times because he made me wear it. He's like, you need to wear that. Like, okay, whatever. So we're at the Rihanna concert, and he's like, why are you wearing flats? Do you see anybody else wearing flats? I said, I don't give a fuck who's wearing heels. I want to be comfortable. First of all, it's March. Y'all know how March is in New York City. It's brick. We're in Brooklyn. I said, it's cold. You really think I'm going to wear heels? For what? And then on top of that, look at this outfit. This outfit don't deserve no heels. Like, I look like a teacher from Long Island or something. No shit. But, you know, like, it was not a cute outfit. So he knew I didn't like it, you know, so I really do feel in my heart like 2 Pisces cannot be together because I'm meticulous as hell. Like, I didn't like the fact that he had eczema on his skin. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your skin? And then he'd be like, why are you not wearing heels? So we were just horrible. We were just so verbally abusive to each other. You know, it's like, we're horrible people. We really are. Like, damn, Pisces. Okay, so he's like, then he bullied me out of, I purposely left my debit card home because this is what he used to do. When we would go out, he would make me pay for his cigars and liquor. So I was like, not tonight. I left my debit card home. I brought $15 cash with me on purpose. He gonna say, who walks out the house with $15? I said, you. Because I be paying for your cigars and fucking and fucking liquor and shit. So a real nigga would have been like, oh, $15, that's all you brought. Oh no, I'm good, I'm not going. He still got a drink. Like, didn't offer me none, and I was stupid to pay for it, but he was just so, like, I wasn't afraid of him, but he was very demanding. So it was kind of like a baby, like, here. That was, that's how I felt with him. And our first date was a red flag. We went to a very fancy restaurant, and this nigga orders for me. And at first I'm thinking he being a gentleman, but no, we get a small plate or something, and he's like, oh, we sharing it. I was like, I can't get my own plate. Like, we could have went to another restaurant where you could afford. Like, I'm mad blunt. I don't, just like he was mad blunt, I was mad blunt too. He was like, what? I was like, you heard me. I said, why you brought me here and I can't get my own food? Like, why would you do that? He's like, oh, I thought this place was nice. I said, yeah, but I'm not understanding why I can't get my own food though. Like, you don't know my situation. What if I had to take medication? What if I gotta wake up like 3 in the morning and I'm not gonna have, what if I had a flight the next morning and I can't eat breakfast because you know I gotta be there 2 hours before, and you know you can't get no breakfast until they check your bags. Like, you don't know what I got going on, and you're not feeding me. Like, luckily I wasn't hungry, and I said that to him. You're lucky I'm not hungry, and I left it alone. So we go to a party because his family's from Barbados. He American raised here, but family's from Barbados. And me, I love West Indians. I just love West Indian culture. So he's like, oh, you want to go to a party? Cool, of course I'm always down for a party. So we get to the party. He's like, take out $40. I said, why? He's like, it's $20 to get in. I'm like, you broke? He's like, oh, nah, I got you next time. I roll my eyes and I'm like, okay, whatever. The party was lit. It really was. I mean, it was a good party. Red flag, like, why are you making me paying for us to get into the party? And then we had food that we had to share. Like, I was so embarrassed because people looking at us like we poor. We the only black people in the restaurant, y'all. And so every time after that, I was paying up until my birthday. So my birthday, he went in. We went to a nice lounge. He was very insecure. He told me the truth. He was like, honestly, Crystal, you the first girl that niggas turn their head every time we go out. Niggas is always turning their head. I'm like, but you a nigga, you should understand. Like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm usually the guy that's turning my head. I never had a girl that niggas want. He's like, so I'm adjusting. You have to bear with me. I was like, would you date ugly bitches or something? Like, that doesn't even make sense. But this is the mind of a Pisces, though. I'm telling y'all. Like, when a Pisces is insecure, they insecure. Like, it's just on another level of insecurity. So we in this lounge or whatever, and the actor. One second, I'm gonna look up his name. He's an actor from Zane. Right now. So yes, the guy that was in the lounge, I don't remember the name of the lounge, but it was 2016. Celebrating my birthday with my ex at the boyfriend at the time, and it was a really nice lounge. We smoked hookah. He made me smoke hookah. Didn't want to smoke hookah. Yeah. And Tyson Bedford, this guy, I don't know if y'all can see it. I hope y'all can see it. She ain't like it. But you see that guy? Y'all see him? He was in the lounge on my birthday. So I wanted to go up and meet him. This nigga tells me, you know what he says? Oh no, how you think I'm gonna feel as a man? And you go, I was like, you act like he gonna take me home. Like, he was so insecure, ladies. And that's another red flag, because at the end of the day, if you're not secure within your relationship or in that person, it's not gonna work. And his insecurity is what ultimately was the demise in the relationship. It was just crazy, and I kept giving chances and chances, and I'm like, nah. So that was like the first strike was the Rihanna thing. No, actually the first strike was when I had to pay for stuff. Second strike was the Rihanna thing. And he's like, why are you not wearing heels like everybody else? And I'm like, first of all, you're short. Like this, he was short, not what I'm used to. He was second choice, I'm not gonna lie, but his aura is what attracted me, his intelligence. You know, so when people be like, oh, looks come first, with me, not so much, because like I told y'all two previous cases, my first cycle experience, he was cute, but something about his energy, and then the second one, I liked him, but he wasn't gonna get my cookie. So for me, looks is not everything. You know, so with him, even though he wasn't the most attractive guy, I found him attractive because of his energy and stuff. But as I got to know him, it was no good. So that was March, so we roll around to April now, and he invites me out with his friends and family. So this was this particular friend of the family. He's like an uncle to him, and I have on a nice, sexy black dress. I had to give it away because it's too small, but it was a really nice, sexy H&M dress, sequins, short. I had long sleeves, but it was a mini skirt, really sexy, and I wore heels to make him happy. So I'm wearing this outfit and these heels, and I'm looking good, and his uncle is like clearly flirting with me, trying to get with me in front of him. And I'm looking like, you're really not gonna intervene, you know. So you know what he did, ladies? He went to the back. We were like, it was a nice day, so we were like in an outdoor situation, having drinks. And he goes to the back and hollers at a girl in front of me. And the girl is laughing at him. Like, she was not interested, and we all saw it. And I was telling his uncle, as he walked away, I was like, do you see this shit? Da-da-da. And his uncle is gonna be like, oh, he a businessman, da-da-da. And so I know he did that to make me mad because of his uncle hitting on me, but it's like, you should have intervened as a man, you know. And when it was all over and we get back into his car, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why you didn't defend me? He was like, you know what he said? And I kid you not. He was like, look at what you got on. What do you expect? And I'm like, wait a minute. You always telling me I need to wear heels and this, that, and the third. And this time I wear heels. And you knew what outfit. I told you the outfit I picked out. Well, I actually had this outfit from before and I never wore it. But I told you what I was going to wear tonight. And you said, yeah, wear that. You encouraged the outfit. And so now you're mad because your uncle was hitting on me? It's my fault now because I try to make you happy? It's no win. I'm telling you, it's no win. There's no win with a Pisces, man. No win. No win. So I'm like, what? Like, unbelievable. So that same month, he told on himself, he was like how, because this is a person who reconstructed bars and restaurants, right? So he was at events all the time at night. So one night he was at my house. I'm like, so do you talk to girls at these events? Like, trying to see where his head was. He was like, yeah, but they don't want to talk to me, blah, 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 blah. So I decided to set him up. And I know y'all know Ariel from YouTube, how the phone exchange, and they call a friend, and they call the man, and the man always falls for it. That's exactly what I did with him. So I had my cousin pretend like she was a girl that he met at Woodland. Those of y'all from Brooklyn, Woodland was a spot right by Barclays on the corner, across adjacent from it, is now shut down. Moment of silence for Woodland. So yeah, he did business with Woodland, and we set it up where my cousin, she got a picture of her friend. She was like, well, I'm not going to send him a picture of me, Crystal. I'm going to send him a picture of my friend. I said, cool. So she was like, hey, how are you? We met at Woodland. He was like, okay, bet, meet me. Who in their rightful mind, man or woman, is going to agree to meet someone that they've never met before? Like, that's just the thirst that he had. Like, it was ridiculous. So I go, you know, she's sending her text message, and she sent me the messages. He's like, okay, da 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 da, like a dummy. And I pop up. He like, what you doing here? I said, I forgot what fake name we used, but I'm like, I'm her. And then he got mad at me. He flipped it on me like, oh, that's that high school shit. Who does that? I was like, you're so gullible that you were willing to meet a woman that you've never met. Any normal man, I feel like, and I've told guys this story before, they like, yo, if I never met the hoe, and I know I never met her, I'm not meeting up with shorty. Like, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. You never met her. And she's telling you, oh, we met at Woodland. You should be like, nah, we never met. You know, but you go to meet up with a new chick. I'm like, you're a loser. I was like, and then my other friend was like, why you stay with him? I said, I can't break up with him for something that didn't happen. You know, that's something I set up. So I'm like, you know what? You know, Urkel, whatever. Not that he looks like Urkel, but it's like, okay, it's clear you don't get no bitches. For you to fall for something like that. So that was that. And then fast forward to May. The last straw was, I took him to, because my coworker was having a party, his 40th birthday party. And so, wow, that was 7 years ago. Yeah, 2016. We went to Bad Boy Reunion, and it was very good. That was a very good concert. Fabulous was there, Kim. It was, you know, of course, tribute to Biggie. It was wonderful. We had a wonderful time. I let my coworker know we're gonna be a little tardy because coming from the concert, and it was a fun time. At the very end of the night, though, he's like, "Oh, why are you telling everybody I'm your boyfriend?" I said, "What?" And so I broke up with him. I was like, you know what? I'm really tired of you. Like, this ain't working out. It's not. So he sends me a long essay saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. You know I was high and drunk last night. I said, that's the problem. You're high and drunk, just a little bit too much for my liking. You're always broke. I always gotta pay for stuff. Yeah, you pay for stuff too, but it's not enough. Hope you have a nice life. And that was 2016. And I was missing him, so I had another coworker hit him up and stuff. So I got with somebody in 2017, and I broke up with him that same year. And so after I broke up with him, I was a little lonely, so I did hit up Sherwin again. And he borrowed $200 from me and never gave it back. He had a nerve to say, oh, do you want it with interest? Like, trying to be funny. And so for me, I feel like when you borrow money from somebody and you don't pay him back, that's equivalent to stealing. So after he didn't pay me back my $200, and for some of y'all may feel like, oh, that's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for me at the end of the day. And he knew, you know, I had my own place. I'm a single parent at the end of the day. You ain't shit to be borrowing money from a single mom and not bring it back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that was my last? What if that was my light and gas money? Which I don't pay light and gas. He don't know that. But you know, why, you don't know my situation, and you think it's a game. So after that, I blocked him. Like, I got a new number. He didn't get I've had the same number since 2018. So he didn't get my new number. So that was like the last of him. When I lended him $200, he never gave it back, and that was that. But that was the broke businessman. I actually hope he's doing okay. I was thinking about him during the pandemic. Like, it sucks to be a business owner and go through, because I was trying to encourage him because he was getting checks, but he wasn't maintaining it, and I was like, well, maybe you should get a job and just do that as a side hustle. He's like, no, I've never worked with, like, he was in his 30s, and he started the business when he was 18. So he's like, no, this is all I know. This is all I know, entrepreneurship. But he was struggling because he had a habit. And I wanted to say this: if you or someone you know has an addiction problem, please call 311. If you see something, say something. Please call 311. And I'm laughing, but it's serious. A lot of people have, I'm getting serious now, a lot of people have drug issues, and we don't try to help the person. We're feeding their habit by giving them money. And I didn't realize it, by giving them money. by buying drinks for them, by letting them, stop doing that, because you're literally feeding the addiction. And those are my thoughts. And stay away from Pisces men. The next Pisces man, oh my God.